Hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 2 in a series, Foggy versus Sonic. Yellow versus Red, this time on Secret Valley. Game number 1 was another Night Elf mirror match, but we did see the Priestess of the Moon opening up there, and the Priestess of the Moon getting that economic advantage in the end really did pay off as we now move into game number 2. Now, are we going to be looking at another, perhaps... what is this? Okay, need to already talk about this. So we see Priestess of the Moon has been trained. Ancient of War now coming into play as well. And this is a Proxy Ancient of War. Proxy Ancient of War. That Ancient of War is going to start dealing damage immediately, perhaps taking down the Moonwell. Another Ancient of War is being built right there at just the right around the time. You can see both sides doing Altar of Elders with the Priestess of the Moon, surprisingly enough, but one is going to be a little bit further from the action. All right, unconventional play. Not quite sure what to make of this in terms of long-term strategy. You can see a Huntress Hall already being built off to the side there. That Ancient of War is getting some damage onto the other Ancient of War as it's trying to be constructed. And you can see that both sides are going to actually deal a fair bit of damage. So far, what is happening here? 885 versus 803. The bonus damage from the Priestess of the Moon compared to the damage on that Ancient of War. Both of them do have fortified armor, and we're now looking at a little bit of this race here. Who's going to come ahead away slightly? That is the big question. As you can see, take a look down over here. I believe another Ancient of War is being constructed. All right, Ancient of War is being constructed down over here. What is happening? The Priestess of the Moon now going to go ahead and engage onto the other Priestess of the Moon. Both sides fighting, one side getting True Shot Aura, the other getting Searing Arrow. All right, big damage already on that Priestess of the Moon, down to 330 hit points. It looks as though this Ancient of War will get taken down, and that is pretty much going to be it. Oh, a beautiful denial. That one shot right there denying the experience from that Ancient of War. Nicely done. And the Searing Arrows do deal more damage than the True Shot Aura right now. So that little bit of bonus damage, yes, it does require a little bit of mana, but it does come out slightly ahead. Both sides are looking to engage. They're doing this really strange, where they're trying to get damage and then trying to move back away. All right, Moonwell taking a lot of damage here. Those Searing Arrows really trying to take a toll on that Moonwell construction. I do not believe it will fall, though. There's not enough mana and not enough time to really finish it off, especially as a Huntress now makes its way out. All right, Ancient of War is up and running, and so far it looks as though Foggy is in the better situation. He has two Ancients of War training up Huntresses. He went for True Shot Aura, interestingly enough, and is now healing over here at the Fountain of Health. Meanwhile, let's take a look at what's happening down over here. Priestess of the Moon coming in from Sonic. Perhaps he's trying to recover from what his opponent was able to throw at him, as we see a passerby Searing Arrow hitting onto that Huntress. Huntress now looking to engage down across over here. Meanwhile, up off to the north, you can see the Priestess of the Moon is clearing out some of the easier creep camps. Meanwhile, down across over here, what is this? A Wisp? Not quite sure what to make of that. Priestess of the Moon is now looking to back off again, as the Huntresses are going to get in some easy shots there. New Huntress joins in on the fight, and it's going to Shadow Meld right there. It's going to aggro creeps. And you can see that damage over time going to take away a little bit of that Priestess of the Moons. Meanwhile, back off to the north here, are we actually going to see a crazy attempt? There's the detonation, inner fire, as the Huntress was unable to get the shot off there. The detonation aggroing those creeps, as we're now heading over here to the bottom right. All right, still do not know what to make of this game as of yet. Everyone is just absolutely all over the place. Huntress is now going after the Null Wardens. I'm gonna turn down my sound a little bit. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take down some of those units right there. He does pick up Claws of Attack +6 and Gloves of Haste. Very nice items. Meanwhile, the Priestess of the Moon and the Huntresses are just fighting back here pretty easily so far. The Huntresses could, if they purposely backed up here, the Ancient of War would actually be able to join in on the fights, as we now see a 4-on-3 action heading back across the top there. All right, last Null Warden gonna get taken down right there. There it goes. Priestess of the Moon finally gets to level 2. Not gonna be able to finish off this Red Drake, No real even point to try and engage there, as the Huntress is now going after the Hunter's Hall that is stopping, or that is hoping to stop the research on the level 1 weapons upgrades. All right, coming across over here. Oh, a huge shadow meld right there. Staff of teleportation coming in. Dust of appearance now going to be used, and is that going to try and make its way out? That is the big question. One more arrow. Nope. The Priestess of the Moon does get taken down here, as we now see some engaging coming across. All right, this is going to be very close. It looks as though the Hunter's Hall is not going to complete it. It is, wow, yes, I do not think it completed it. I went to check the amount of hit points for a second, and, well, in that moment, it was gone. All right, trying to get ahead once again. How many units does it take to surround a Huntress? Well, quite a few, as all of them are off to the races, running around the map. So far, this Huntress sitting at level 2 may be able to get in front. No, does not have boots of speed. Gonna try and get in front once more. Could try and staff of teleportation off over here and then get in front of some of those Huntresses again, but that is not going to be happening, as the Priestess of the Moon with True Shot Aura sitting at level 2 plus 9 attack in combination between that True Shot Aura and the Claws of Attack plus 6. All right, Wisp off over here will get taken down. It looks as though the Priestess of the Moon, the Potom, is back out on the field. Not a lot of experience on that one particular hero, so it is going to be quite some time before it gets before it gets Searing, or no, it's True Shot Aura. True Shot Aura, very important in the battles, as it makes all of the other units just that much stronger. However, a beautiful almost surround there, as the Priestess now going to go ahead and try and engage. All right, attacks are coming in pretty regularly. Priestess of the Moon going to try and lob more arrows, and it is hitting those targets fairly easily. Huntress now trying to back away. Wisp is off over there as well. Is it going to perhaps a detonation off? Yes, it will, as the Huntresses are still chasing. And this is a lot of Huntresses. 1-0 upgrades. Okay, I take it back. The upgrades did complete compared to this one, which is now currently sitting at 1-1. Huntresses could have gotten around on this one particular unit. No, it looks like it is going to be able to get away once more. But if it wants to regroup with the rest of its units, it's going to have to most likely walk an uncomfortable path through a line of Huntresses. All right, that True Shot Aura bonus, and really counteracting the armor bonus that we see from Yellow's Huntresses here. All right, are we going to see this Huntress look to back off? No, it does not look like it, and it really looks like Yellow has the better arch right there. More units are now trying to run away. You can see more Huntresses now looking to back off, as this one particular Huntress, what is it doing? It is just sacrificing herself for the cause, and it gets taken down. All right, 3 low hit point Huntresses, a handful of others. Priestess of the Moon trying to get that one Huntress, does get it. What is the value of a Huntress? Well, apparently it is a fair amount of hit points, as a fair amount of hit points was lost by that Priestess of the Moon as it decided to go back home and drink from those moon wells. All right, Ancient Protector now being added here. You can see Huntresses purposely staying just outside the range of that red Drake. That red Drake could easily eat through those Huntresses, but there is not anything really that can attack back. Are we going to see these Huntresses pull back here in just a moment? I do believe so. Meanwhile, let's take a look. Finally getting up to level 2. Has True Shot Aura and Searing Arrows now, as we're going to be going into the next fight. All right, Huntresses looking to engage here. Are they going to be able to get some bounce damage? You can see 1-1 upgrades. This one Priestess of the Moon actually wandered around the wrong side, and it may ended up getting pads. It is getting pads, no boots of speed, but it looks like it will be just fine and dandy once more, as the Priestess of, Huntress is now trying to go back the other way to try and get in front of this Priestess of the Moon. Back across over here, it looked like something was down over here attacking, but don't see anything any longer. All right, it is Huntress Wars 2016. Both sides nearly maxed out on, 49 over 50, not maxed out, but 55 over 60. So the economic advantage goes to red. The army advantage goes to yellow, and this is going to be strange. You're going to be seeing perhaps a Huntress or two fall rather quickly on the red side, and then that's just going to continue to snowball very, very fast. What are we going to be looking at back off to the north here? All right, let's go ahead. They're going to go ahead and try and surround this Tree of Life. This is a very, very big deal. If the Tree of Life gets taken down, Scroll of Protection now coming across. Are we going to see a Scroll of Healing now being used as well? Staff of Teleportation. now being used, and no, teleports all the way to the back across there. Level 3, True Shot Aura, level 2 now, as it is going to go ahead and try and take down the Tree of Life. Is it going to go ahead and Scroll of Town Portal out? Yes, beautifully done. Red able to pull back and able to take down his opponent's Tree of Life. That is a huge gamble, but you gotta remember why this is possible. Tree of Life only have 1,300 hit points. Tree of Ages and Tree of Eternity, when you upgrade them, get more hit points as well. But obviously, since everyone is staying at tier 1, the hit points are going to be rather low. Also, they do not get the added bonus. Oh, wait, what is that Huntress looking to do? That Huntress now going to head off to the north, perhaps try and heal. These Huntresses here need to heal as well. A new Scroll of Town Portal should get picked up just in case his opponent tries to do a similar thing. But there are also Ancient Protectors being constructed. Ancient Protectors should be more than enough to handle what is being thrown at him. As you see, this low hit point Huntress going to be heading off to join, I guess, her sister by this Fountain of Health. All right. Priestess of the Moon heals back up, pretty much back up to full. You can see Ancient Protectors are all right there. Yellow, perhaps assuming that his opponent was not there. New Tree of Life now being constructed, and that was a problem. Perhaps some items, no, items did not need to be sold, but this is still going to be very problematic for Yellow, as Yellow is just losing a full 600 gold a minute. 52 over 60 supply now. Priestess of the Moon trying to make up some of the losses in terms of gold by doing a bit of creeping. If it gets to level 4, level 2 Searing Arrows it may be beneficial as well. Pretty much maxed out on mana. There's a Manual of Health there, as we're now going to be seeing, oh, here comes the engagement. The Priestess of the Moon realizes what's up. Potion of Greater Healing, the perfect item here, as we are now going to be going into a bit of an engagement. All right, Tree of Life being built in the back here. One Ancient of War is all that stands in the way, as the Staff of Teleportation now comes in, and there was that Wisp in that backfield. All right, big damage coming across. Ancient of War needs to be repaired. It is not being repaired. Finally being brought over, but it is going to be too little too late, as the Ancient of War does end up falling. All right, here comes the attacks. We are going to be looking at a handful of Huntresses getting taken down here. This is a very dangerous tight spot to be in for Red, as the Tree of Life gets taken down for the second time. Ancient Protector still right there. Oh, wow, a very close call once again. 5 hit points on a Huntress, but it is once more able to escape away. And with 3 glaive throwers now, that is going to be very difficult to stop. All right, Ancient Protector off to the north, getting cleared up. 257 gold, not enough gold to build a Tree of Life. And without the Tree of Life, I am not sure, or I am fairly, wait, what? Did he have gold somewhere else? Did he sell some items? He sold the Scroll of Town Portal. So sold the Scroll of Town Portal in order to get a little bit of extra gold. Now gonna try and go for it once more. You can see that the Priestess of the Moon is once more right there, getting in some easy shots off and trying to cause a bit of problems. All right, unable to squeeze through, but it is going to deal some damage to that Tree of Life. That Tree of Life is in serious trouble, taking a lot of damage right now, and it may actually get destroyed. Yes, it will, and it may need to get canceled again. Every time it is canceled and rebuilt, it is going to cost a significant amount of gold to do exactly that. And now, so much gold was lost there that he does not have enough to build another Tree of Life again. He needs to sell another item. Meanwhile, back off over here, the Priestess of the Moon is now just healing back up. All the Huntresses are now down across here as well, and you can take a look. Foggy is just enjoying this unconventional play so far. All right, 15 minutes into this game. Gonna be doing a little bit of healing down over here. However, the Red Drake will be waking up in just a moment. Priestess of the Moon, did it sell any items? No, no it didn't, or yes it did. Tree of Life being built back off to the north, or perhaps got a little bit of gold by clearing out creep camps. But Foggy just knows that he is absolutely fine, as we're now going into Ancients of Wind. All right, Ancients of Wind, not quite sure what I'm expecting there. The glaives are also there more as a defensive measure, and really Foggy is just playing a very annoying game at this point. He knows that he can just attack with all of these glaive throwers, but he doesn't want to overcommit to any one particular fight. He feels as though if he overcommits to a fight, he will have a very, very bad day, and it would end up giving him or his opponent a chance to really get back into this. And you can see now the Priestess of the Moon, perhaps is he gonna try and Scroll of Town Portal out of this spot here? No, trying to get the last Wisp. Okay, this is the last very, very important Wisp. Is it gonna get taken down? No, the Moonwells are just far too high. And wow, a handful of low hit point Huntresses were able to make it back out. 261 gold left, and this is just absolutely frustrating. As you can see, triple Ancient Protectors, Glaive Throwers here, enough static defense to make sure that the Huntresses with their unarmored armor type are not going to get very far. Tree of Ages up to 1700 hit points now, not upgrading the Blessing, but if it did, it would have additional armor as well. We're going to be looking over here to the top right. It looks like Sonic is just trying to get enough gold to get back into this game. But we all know what's going to be happening here. The resource score is going to be the very, very telling difference. Yes, Scrolls of Town Portals were used constantly in order to go back and forth, but after a while, you cannot try and rebuild your primary Tree of Life 3 times. All right, Fairy Dragons now being brought over. All right, so Fairy Dragons are going to be the countermeasure here as well, as the Fairy Dragons do deal piercing damage, and with not very much being able to attack them, the dual ancient or the Ancients of Wind with those Fairy Dragons are going to be a very big problem once more. All right, let's go ahead, head back off to the north here. Expansion Tree of Life is right there. Huntresses are all in position. You can see Priestess of the Moon is trying to bring up the rear, getting in some easy shots, and here comes those pesky Fairy Dragons. 14 to 16 damage, and with this there is just the leave, not even a GG there. I believe Foggy taking the series, significant economic advantage, even though he was behind in terms of levels. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 2 and this series.